Hi, are you struggling to break free from negative self talk and a crappy body image? Do you wish you didn't spend so much time worrying about whether you are good enough or good looking enough? I'm Rebecca Kahn, creator of Rebecca Fit Life Coaching and Training, which combines nutritious movement and healthy habits to create a path to shine bright and create a beautiful life for yourself. I started on this path of training, mentoring, and coaching 17 years ago when I was trying to feel better about myself and learn how to move my body in a safe and healthy way. It just kind of snowballed into helping more and more people. So now I've helped hundreds of people learn about their bodies and make lasting change and create the life that they want. What I found out in the 17 years that I've been in the industry is that what we're being taught about how to feel about our bodies is mostly a bunch of bull. We are being fed a lot of misinformation, and my clients are busy people who don't have time to deal with the superficial misinformation that we've been given. They don't have time to waste in the gym on the elliptical for hours and hours and hours or trying to spot reduce their thighs. They're smart, wise people who are falling into a trap of marketing and hype. So I designed a system based on eliminating all the time that they were spending on the best secret formula, the detox cleansing diet, the cardio crazy, spend 20 hours at a gym each week, um, and really make it a realistic, healthy, long lasting program and lifestyle so they have their happy bodies and lives. So today, I'm hoping that you will discover the 7 steps that you need to take to shine bright and create a beautiful body. We're going to find out a counterintuitive way to stop self sabotage. I'm also going to tell you some statistics that hopefully will get you thinking about how we go about living our lives and how we could be a little bit happier living our lives. So let's get to it. Did you know that 9 out of 10 women are unhappy with their appearance? 9 out of 10. And in any given week, at least half of the people half of the adults complain of low energy or fatigue. And when women were asked if they had one wish that they could grant, like a genie or a fairy godmother would grant them one wish with their magic wand, over half of them said that they would change their appearance. A third of them want more confidence, and a third of them want to be nicer to themselves. I think that women are stuck. I've seen it throughout my years. I feel like it is still something that needs to be addressed, and I have dedicated my life to knowing what to do to help women get unstuck. Here's some more statistics on that stuck. 60% of women who were surveyed do feel stuck in their bodies and lives. 60%. Only 20 of them feel like they are fulfilled. 20% feel like they are fulfilled. And even more disturbing, only 10% feel like they are, awesome, unstoppable. So I want you to think of 10 women that you know, like a group of your posse, your tribe. 6 out of 10 of those women are stuck. Are you one of them? So I created this list of 7 steps for you to start feeling amazing, shine bright, and create a beautiful life for yourself. So first I want you to kind of back up a little bit and just let's kind of take a big deep breath, because those statistics are a little bit, to me, I think that they're a little bit disturbing. So let's take a big deep breath and shed all that. Kind of get in touch with your body, get in touch with your breath, relax your shoulders down, maybe even move a little bit, and release. And be open to learn a little bit more about you, maybe make a couple changes that might make you feel wonderful about yourself. Okay? So I want you to take this big picture, and I will love this quote from Byron Katie. about happiness, and it's wonderful. When you discover that all happiness is inside of you, the wanting and needing is over. So let's think about that a little bit while you take a couple more breaths. Pull that air deep into your lungs. Let your belly, your ribs, your chest expand, and then let that out. Good. All right, so now that we've stepped back a little bit so we can gain a little bit more clarity, let's learn how the brain works. Because once we know how the brain works, we can come from a place of curiosity rather than judgment on how we are acting. Okay, it's actually pretty interesting information. So we actually have three brains. We have evolved into these three brains. Back at the beginning of time, we developed this the housekeeping brain, the reptilian. Sometimes I have colleagues call it the critter brain. And this is our brain stem and the base of the brain. It is in charge of keeping us safe by dictating when you're hungry, your temperature, your heart rate, all of this autopilot kind of stuff. But it is very reactive. So it's triggered. When it gets triggered, it can be triggered by danger. So if it feels like it is in danger in any way, shape, or form, like with safety, with love, with belonging, it reacts. And those reactions are the fight, flight, and freeze responses that I'm sure you've heard of. This particular part of the brain, this critter brain, is on all the time. It is the main source of how we act. Okay, so very important to know that. The second part of the brain is the next one that was developed, and that's our limbic system. And this one is in charge of emotions and feelings, also in charge of hormone control, mood, and memory. And it attaches feelings onto memories. So if you think about when you were a little kid and you think about those memories that you made, like even yesterday or the day before, something that, oh, you had a feeling, you connected it with that memory. Okay, so that's the second layer of brain, the memory, the emotions, the moods. Okay, so we have the critter, we have the limbic, and then now, sorry, my computer keeps going off. Then on top of that, because we're so developed, we have this big old cortex, this big thinking brain. This is the youngest one, but it is the least used. It's very complex. It is desperately thinking and planning, and it's in charge of language and logic. It can think amazing thoughts. It was super busy in our early childhood making meaning out of things. So when you had that memory and that created a feeling, we were desperate to try to attach a meaning in that. And sometimes that meaning that we attached to those memories or that reaction that we did might have been a little off. But even so, we've been operating with that in our lives ever since we created that. Okay, all these brains are separate, but they do kind of work together. And in order to make change, we need to have all of these three brains working and on the same page, kind of. They all have to agree. All right, so that's number one, understanding your brain. Number two, now that we understand how the brain works, we are still looking at this big picture now. So now we want to see where we want to go. Okay? So, what's your dream? What's your desire? What do you want your life to stand for? Do you ever allow yourself time to dream and think about what you want? Or are you just kind of on autopilot, kind of, the to-dos, being the to-dos and not really being the to-bes, right? So, on this step, I want you to really take some time, think about what you want for the rest of your life, for who you want to be. Who do you want your ideal self to be? What do you want to be? Who do you want to help? Who do you want to be part of? How do you want people to remember you? So take some time to jot down some notes. This is an opportunity to get really creative with artwork or drawing or creating a vision board, writing down notes, journaling, something that gets you into that expansive creative area. Sometimes it's good to take a walk and then write down. Now, once you've decided where you kind of want to be, now let's take a look and just notice where we are. Where are you in relationship to where you want to be? Okay, and maybe you don't know. And maybe even if you aren't where you want to be, you might not even know how you got there. So that's why we have coaches. Good coaches can get you unstuck and they can navigate the waters of desire and regret and help you maneuver through the difficulties along the way. So, all right, so that's our first two. Now it's time to go deep. Okay, so we've expanded, we've thought a lot, and we've learned something about our brains, and now we're going to go deep. So here's where we kind of have fun paying attention to you. So you can like make it like a game and see how many thoughts and stuff that you can notice during the day. But here are three areas that I want you to really think about connecting with. Okay, number one, your inner voice. I call this voice the bullshitter. Some people call it the inner mean girl, some people call it the inner critic, but this voice inside your head is coming from that critter brain that's trying to keep you safe. And whatever we've done before, whether it be a bad experience or not, whatever we've done before has kept us safe because we're still here, right? Okay, so that voice that's in the back of your brain saying, you can't do that. What are you thinking of that? You're you're ugly. How can you even think that you would be good enough to take on that role? Or how can you even think that you would be dreaming or desiring to live a lovely life? Well, that is that critter brain telling you that you need to be safe. You can't go out there and do that. That's dangerous. Keep it in. So we have to recognize that, right? And I've got some tools that we can use to get that critter brain kind of calm down a little bit, because we don't want to snowball that critter brain. We want that critter brain to help us, because if we do try to snowball and go around that brain, oh, it's going to come back and get us. So that's the self-sabotage, right? So a new way of looking at self-sabotage, trying to work with it. Okay, another thing that I want you to pay attention to is your body. Your body is so full of information. So have you ever had a headache and you're like, well, I don't even know how I got this headache, but I have this horrible headache. The headache might come from dehydration. Maybe it came from a chemical that came from one of the foods that you ate. Maybe it's stress because you didn't uh, sleep enough the night before. Maybe it's from being around toxic people. Who knows? Our bodies can tell us a lot. We have a lot of information in our gut. So being aware of what's happening in our gut and our gut feelings, lots of information on that. Start paying attention to what your body's telling you. And then third area to pay attention to is your energy. Again, notice how much energy you have throughout the day with different foods, being around different people, whether you need to be outside and gather that energy. You know, people, places, things, weather, our surroundings, what we put in our body has a lot to do with our energy. And if half the people are lacking energy and mojo during the week, then maybe that's something that we need to look at. So be very diligent and protective about these parts of you. Don't let anyone or anything take away your thoughts, body, or energy. Start paying attention. All right, so super fun. The next thing, number 5, connection. So we've connected kind of with our body and we've gone deep. Now let's take that out and spread it to other people. Okay, the single most reliable way to boost your mood is for you to do something for somebody else. So connect with those people. We want to make sure that we're connecting with people that don't drain us, though. So try to, go outside, hug your puppy, hug your kitten. Take a little bit of time for that because it really is beneficial for everybody. Maybe even pay it forward. Pay for somebody else's coffee when you go to the coffee shop. And speaking of connection, let's also talk about unconnecting that technology. So I don't know if you're like me, I have a tendency to get on social media for work, for getting my message out there, and then winding up replying to all of the cute kitty videos and the dog videos and the concert videos and what everybody else is doing, and really that is taking connection away from what I need to be doing, from what is positive in my life. So there's a time for that. The time for that is not early in the morning. My screen just keeps going off. The time for that is not early in the morning when you first wake up. When you first wake up, you want to kind of bookend your day. Let's have no technology at the beginning of the day, and let's concentrate on connecting with what we're going to do, what our plans are. Kind of settle down that critter brain and meditate and move and do things without technology at the beginning of the day, and then settle into that, because that technology pulls us out of ourselves. Then at the end of the day as well, kind of take yourself away from that technology to get back into yourself. Work on letting that calm down so you can have a great night's sleep. Okay, number 6, stay the course. You always have to figure out whether you're kind of leaning one way or leaning the other way, but you still want to get over here to your desire and your dream state. So, keeping that always in mind, we want to just kind of have that fluidity to rework that course. So, slaying the dragons of self doubt, understanding when your energy is draining, understanding those time wasters, and taking time to recalibrate. Have fun with this. Meditate, journal. So many things that you can do. Move, just get back into yourself, recalibrate, relook at where you want to be, and if you're on that general path to get there. And then finally, the seventh step, the seventh trick to having to shine bright and create a beautiful life is put it all together with gratitude. Okay? What you appreciate appreciates. Think about that. So thank yourself and others, the higher powers, the universe, whatever you can connect to. Give a good, grateful attitude. From that gratefulness, great things can happen. So I hope that you learned a little bit about how you can shine bright and create a beautiful life for yourself. I am passionate about helping people do that. I love teaching people how to move. I love teaching people that they are more than what they think they can be. And I do work directly with people on overcoming blocks, on getting rid of unnecessary worry and doubt, and allowing them to discover who they are, kind of getting rid of all the extra stuff, allowing them to come to themselves. Please, I think that there's a box down there. Schedule a time that you can give me a call, or that I can call you, and we can talk about how you can find your best light, shine bright, and namaste to you.